Alright, so what I need to do is I need to remove this part here. So I'm going to do another extrude. Excuse all my extrusions. But in this time I'm going to set it to 5 millimeters and I'm going to remove that portion. There you go. That's what I want. So if I check out my small arm, there you go. If I look at my large arm, there you go. Okay, cool. Alright, so I got my pins, and now I just need the smaller pin here. So let me look at this sketch again. And I'm going to hide my small arm. So on the master sketch, let me extrude this portion here. And this portion there. No. Alright, so there's two sketches going on in here. There's this one, that one. That's what I want. I need to move it up to the face. So I'm going to select up to face, click there. All is well, and what I want to do is I want to eliminate a portion of it. So I'm going to extrude this section upward 5 millimeters. Make sure I remove it from this existing part 5, which I need to rename as small pin. Alright, so I got my large pin, small pin, pivot pin, all is Gucci, so I can tell, let's see, if I add the small arm, it'll fit inside each hole. Okay, same thing with the large arm. There's that pin for the large arm, it'll fit inside that hole. Okay, so I'm good to go there. So now lastly, what I need to do, or not lastly, but the next thing I would need to do is I need to extrude both of these sections. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this sketch, get rid of this arm and that arm, and okay. Alright, so let me go ahead and extrude this. So I need that portion, that portion, that portion. And I need to make sure they're a new part. And I'm going to extrude it up to this plane here. So up to face, and then select the plane. So I'm going to call that large gripper. Large gripper. So let's extrude this portion here. And we're going to extrude it up to the face. Let's see. Looks like I did something wrong. I'm going to create this anyway. So let me look at my small pin. Okay. So let me fix this extrusion. So up to face, up to this face. Let me just delete this. Let me try this again. And I want to do it up to this face. Alright. Alright, so next thing, let's go ahead and add the large gripper. You could see that we need some pivot pins here. So let's go ahead and click on extrude. I'm going to go ahead and up to face, and then I'm going to merge it with not the small arm but the small gripper. Uh-oh. Let me get rid of this entire extrusion. Let me do this one more time, I apologize. So, extrude. Alright, so we're extruding that up to the face. This is not working. Alright, so let me do this. Extrude this section, this section, this section, this section. We're going to extrude it up to the face of this plane. There we go, but it needs to be a new part. Alright, cool. So let's call this small gripper. Alright, now we can extrude these pins here. So let me do up to face. Select that face, and then make sure that it is adding to the large gripper. And then over here, same thing. Let's extrude. You know what, I'm just going to go ahead and create a sketch. You know what, no, here's what I'm going to do. Extrude. Alright, I'm going to extrude this in this direction by this face. And it's going to be added to the small gripper. Alright, cool. So we should only have these amount of parts. Large pin, large arm, small arm, pivot pin, small gripper, large gripper. Alright. And let's go ahead and mirror all of this. So the entities to mirror is that, and we're going to mirror our plane. So select mirror plane along this plane and click check. Let me double check if I did that correctly. undo and double check. So mirror plane. And make sure we add to the merge scope. Yeah, there should be no existing parts here, and they should all be one part. Okay, so this looks a lot better. And the last thing we're going to do is fillet these. So these need to be filleted. But they need to be filleted by 2 millimeters. Alright, cool beans. Alright, so select all parts and make sure that they are, close that. Select all parts, assign material for those parts. They're going to be aluminum 1060. Alright, so the last thing you want to do is just double check that you can actually, look at my isometric view, double check that you can change everything based off your master sketch. So here's your master sketch. I should actually rename this master sketch. If I go into the master sketch and I change this to 300 and I change this to 125, then I can change this to 20. I should be able to change this to, let me change the larger one first. This should be 75, and the smaller one should be 15. This larger one over here should be 45. So this one should be 25. And this one should be 15. Alright, so if I were to finish that, you should see everything be adjusted based off that, which it is. So all is well. Cool beans, that's it.